last but not least, we're a brand called Ace Marks. If you followed our channel, we've mentioned them before. We've worked with them together on our videos. So I actually have over like 10 pairs of those. So, and I've had them over a little while, so I've had a chance to test them out. I think they're adding some other stuff now. This is kind of their classic line, and its retail price is $2.99. They often did Kickstarters, and that's how they started. And at that point, they're like under $200. My slogan was always, are these the best shoe in the world? Absolutely not, but at under $200, they were a good value. Very similar to kind of Velasca or Scarosso, right? Made in Italy. Same kind of, I mean, you look inside the shoe, it looks very similar. Has that kind of suede part in the back that's supposed to keep the heel in. I think what they do well, like first impression, is always that their patinas are nice. It's like they add like some handwork to it. And just like Undandy, who offer these like really elaborate patinas, you can also get that from Ace Marks. Leathers, calf. I think the shoe that they sent you was a little different, right?
Yes, you'll notice that I don't actually have one here today. I do have one pair of Ace Marks shoes, but the one that they had sent me when we coordinated it was a hand-painted model. It was a Wholecut Oxford, sort of one of their higher-end ranges, and I believe the price point for that was $425.
Got it.
So outside of the price range we're working with here today, which is why I don't have it with me, but some of the other similar Wholecuts that are not hand-painted retail for closer to what's in this range, I think about $325.
Yeah. And we'll cover that in another video. But overall, leather quality, it's like, it's box cap, it has a nice patina. I'm pretty sure it's Italian leather because that's what they do. It has kind of a shiny finish, and because of that, sometimes it can seem like it crackles a little more than other leathers do. But I don't think it's because of an inferior leather quality. It has kind of a medium between softness and stiffness. Stiffer than like the Velasca leather and the Scarosso, but definitely softer than like the Mermin or some English leathers like Loc, I'd say. They have some colorful models that I don't care for that much. They have some classic styles, and if you compare it to the Scarosso, the Velasca, it's a much more Italian style. I look at this shoe and I immediately think that's an Italian style. It's slightly more elongated, it's still round. The last fits me very well personally, so it's a plus, right, if it fits your foot very well. There's not too much room, but I have enough. This is Blake Rapid. They now also have more expensive ones, which are Goodyear welted. Workmanship is decent. The broguing is, in the middle. There's nothing off. The medallion is on there. Nothing to really complain about. I think, yeah, I've worn them. They're holding up. Now, it's just the pricing, right? I mean, if you get them at a Kickstarter price, you'll have to wait for them. It's similar to like Beckett Simonon, right? Where you have that part in there where they don't have to pre-finance it and stock it. I think then they're really a good deal. That being said, though, looking at Velasca, for example, I think they're very comparable, very similar, but Velasca stocks them, so you don't have to wait. That is pretty neat. The styling is very different. If you like the traditional styling, I think the Velasca is better. If you like a more Italian style, I think this is better. They're very similar to Scarosso in a way, and Scarosso is also priced like $250 to $300. And the patina overall is not as exciting, but Ace Marks doesn't have the woven leather, for example, so it just depends on what you want.
Right.
And what you can find.
Yeah, I will say that in my case, the pair of Ace Marks shoes that I do have, I was very impressed with them. The comfort was great right out of the box. They fit me perfectly, so I guess we're similarly lucky in that their lasts are good for our feet. But I had no fit issues with the pair that I do have. As I said, they're hand-painted. They had a more extreme patina. It was really more than an oxblood. It was almost kind of a red color that darkened toward the toe. And when I first got them, my first impressions is that they were too bold and that I probably wouldn't wear them. But since then, I've actually worn them 4 or 5 times already with different outfits. They've paired very well with some red and blue shadow striped socks from Port Belvedere, for example.
Nice.
I've gotten several compliments, actually, on that pair of shoes. They've been very well received by people.
I mean, they stand out in a way, and I think something they really focus on is like that it's soft and it doesn't require any break-in time. So, like my father-in-law has arthritis and he got a pair and he liked them because they were just out of the box wearable. Now, I mean, we had the others here, right? Scarosso, I think, are pretty much comparable. Velasca, sole slightly thicker. So I'd say at like full price, $299, I'd rate him more like a 3.5 probably, especially compared to the Mermin. I think at $300, there is nothing that beats the Mermin or comes even close. Ace Marks doesn't also. If they're less expensive, you get them for $200, I think they're on par with the Velasca, and then I would say Velasca got 4 out of 5. Then it just comes down to styling and personal preference.
Yeah, my pair, again, not really in this price range, so it might not be a totally fair comparison, but I like those enough that I would give them a 4 out of 5. If I were to get something more in this price range, who knows what my ranking would be. But overall, I was impressed with the pair of Ace Marks that I got.